What's up, guys? I want to make a quick video about one stock I haven't taken any position in. It was on Thursday, and there's a few key places, great entries that would have been possible for this trade. And as you know, I'm a beginner trader. I have been probably trading for 3 weeks now. So I'm learning a lot of stuff. I constantly learn. So don't take what I'm saying as exactly what you need to do and how you should be trading. I'm no expert right now. So this is just me analyzing stuff, going back, trying to see what could have been working, what wouldn't have been working. So today, MRVL, I have a few key level that I had marked out. So I had this support and resistance, previous day low, previous day high, another support and resistance, pre-market high, and a previous day high as well, an all-time high. Like, you might think that's a lot of levels. I don't know. I prefer to have a few things, and I'm gonna add even more because I've learned about, I think it's supply and demand zone, something like that. So I'm gonna try this and see what's the impact of these things. So starting with a 5 minute, in the 5 minute time frame, I'm gonna go ahead in the previous day and draw a few level from what I've learned. So it doesn't mean it's gonna be perfect. It doesn't mean it's gonna be exactly how you and I should be drawing these, but I will see. So I've heard that when there's a drastic move like this, if you look at the first the previous two candles and you draw a box like that, it can give you a good representation of where there might be some supply and demand zone. So let's go ahead and do this. So there's this one going up, down like that. I don't know if that would be valid right here. Maybe, as you can see, let's just draw it. Like, maybe it's not good, but we'll see. There's a few things that are touching right there, so maybe it is actually going like this. Boom, 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 boom. Then it goes. Maybe this is another one right here. Let's take a look. Goes like that. Goes like that. Goes like that. And market close right here. Okay, let's keep going up. Okay, so I would guess that, I don't know if that would be one, since like there's a spike between the pre-market, the aftermarket zone and the pre-market here. But let's just try this out. Here I would probably mark this zone right here, which is even a little zone, but who knows? Goes up like that. It seems like here we could mark this out as well. It's reinforcing the previous day high, I would say. And right, so let's actually go in 1 minute now, like if it was the day we would be trading and we wouldn't be seeing this. I know I can press replay, but the purpose here is not to necessarily just back this. It's just to see in retrospective how this is going. So it looks like here could potentially mark this one. And I don't know if I should be marking these two, but let's just mark this one here. And I don't know if it went somewhere in another zone I haven't seen. Anyways, goes up. Let me just do this. Goes up like that. So as you can see here, what I like to do is either the 5 minute opening range, break and retest. It could be the previous day high, break and retest. It could be the pre-market high, break and retest. As you can see here, we have the previous day high and we have the pre-market high right now, right here. I know we don't see it that much, but I know this is the zone. So I will be waiting for a break and retest of these zones. So here, the price goes up, so it's breaking up, and then it's gonna test right here the previous day high. So it's testing it. That's a big um, red candle. Now here what I have is my sheet of the candle, bullish, bearish candle, neutral candle, that I don't know by heart already. So I like to have this at end and see if there's actually a candle here, something, a pattern that I could be entering on, because I don't know, like, here you can see there's a spike of 1.60%, which could be a nice trade. But what would be the conviction to get into this one? For me, I wouldn't enter there just because it's testing this previous supply and demand zone. I would be waiting for my plan, which is previous day high and pre-market high. So it's going up again, testing the previous day high right here. But the next candle, which is from what I see here, it's an inverted hammer candle. It's a bullish one. Now, should this candle be closer to the previous day high? I don't know. I wouldn't have entered that trade because I don't have enough confidence in that as a beginner. So it keeps going, and then it go right here and test it. So now you have another entry. You have a potential entry right here. It's testing the previous day. You have this huge inverted hammer. I don't know if that is considered as a hammer, inverted hammer, but I don't think I would have entered here. However, as you can see, it is a potential entry because if someone is entering right here, let's say you're like, okay, that's bullish. You put your entry right here and your stop loss right above here, and you're targeting the previous day high, or you could be targeting a 2R multiple. You would have done that pretty quickly, 1.15%, which is pretty good. But then if you just put that right here, it's 2.6%, and it went there. It didn't really visit that zone much. So there's like, it's a pretty confident trade when you are in the trade. And then it even went all the way to the all-time high, which is pretty great. That would have been a 5% trade, guys. So from what I've learned in the past few weeks watching different person trades, you want to scale up. You want to take profit along the way. I don't know if there's a specific strategy for that, but one way I would be probably doing this is what I like to have is a 2 to 1 ratio. So I would probably do this with mark a line right here like that, and I would extend this maybe to 3 to 1 ratio or 4 to 1 ratio, something like that, and then I would take some profit here and then some other profit. So there's probably like 2 to 4 different places you could take some profit along the way. And yes, potentially, if you take all your profit here, maybe you're missing all the rest right there. But you're not really missing something. You're still taking profit. I mean, if you're a beginner, even 1% would be good. And 1% is right here, guys. It's not even a 2R multiple, which is great. Especially in the beginning, you don't want to risk too much. You want to start getting a hand at this. You want to spot patterns. You want to build some connection in your mind. Well, yeah, it would have been a great trade. But let's say you didn't take that trade right there because you didn't have any uh, confidence too much. But yeah, and even going to the next before going to the next entry, possible entry here, you have some confluence, because number one, it's testing the previous day high. Okay. Number two, you are pretty near to the VWAP and the SMAs. Now I know it's not above it, but that to me looked like a bullish candle. But if you don't have enough confluence here, you can wait. You can wait for another entry. So it goes up, and now you're like, shit, I've kind um, of missed that trade, right? Well, there's another entry right here. Now this one is testing the support and resistance zone. So basically here is some support because it broke above the resistance and is testing the support. So there's more strength, it's more confluence that the price is going to go up. And then now it's above the VWAP. It's also pretty near the pre-market high. You could wait for this candle confirmation if you want to get in this trade. But if you're confident enough, this is maybe not exactly a hammer, but it's like pretty damn, it would be a pretty damn heavy and bulky hammer. I get it. But if you enter here, you can still make like easily a 2-hour multiple, like right there. And this is also 1%, which is pretty good. And if you targeting the previous day high, this is 2.1%, which is also very, very good. And the risk here is 0.56%, which is very low. So it's very acceptable. Um, so that's one thing. There's more confluence here. There's a bit of volume spiking, but it's not that much. One thing also to mention is it tested different supply and demand zone right here, and it keeps getting up, and it's kind of consolidating right here. I don't know if that's such a thing, but that's what I can see here. It's consolidating like that. It's getting smaller, so there's more compression as well in the zone. So you know that when there's a spike, right here after this compression, there's a spike right here. This is a potential zone. And if you want to be safer, you wait for a retest. It could have been just breaking up and not retested it, but that's part of the game as well. So let's say you also miss that entry, you know, it goes up, 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 and then it's breaking up above the previous day high. And you're like, shit, I've missed this entry. Well, what you can do, and by the way, along the way, you can draw these other zone, just as probably maybe this one. Let's see. That could be a zone to I don't know how to say it, just to mark out, and then it goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up again, goes down, goes up, and then it goes down like this. Now there's a big drop right here, so I would be tempted to just mark this out as well. It goes down, and then it's testing right here in this zone. So if you're unsure, you can still wait a bit, and then it's breaking up above that, and then it's going up and up and up, and then as you can see, it's retesting not too far from that zone, but it's not going there. There's a small hammer right here. I know there's a wick there, but there's a small hammer, and that could be another potential entry. If you're not sure, you can wait for this one, and it would still have been a very good trade. So as you can see, there's 3 or 4 possible entries on that trade. Now, I want to add to this that there's a new element of confluence I've learned in the previous week. It was in a live event from Scarface and G-Dub. I know there's mixed mixed perception about these people, these two YouTubers and day trader. Some people think they are scammers. Some people think they are not. I don't know. I don't know. But what I know is that what they are teaching on YouTube is legitimate, and I've seen them trade live because they were making that event, because they were releasing a new thing, Traders Academy, and they offered 2 days of live trading for free. A lot of people were there. I was there, and I've looked at them trade, and they took some trade that were very successful, and we could see different things they are doing and how they add more confluence to have more conviction in their trade. And one thing I've learned that was to me very, very I mean, let me just pull out the MRVL right here. Great to learn is to use the Nasdaq at the same time. So if I just reset this and I go about to the same time to see what's the strength, relative strength in the stock versus the Nasdaq. So as you can see here, when the Nasdaq opened, it went down and down and down. And when Marvel opened, it went up and up and up, which tells that there's some great relative strength with this stock. It doesn't mean it's not going to go down and it's just going to go up. But what it means is if you see the Nasdaq going down and you see a stock in your watch list going up, pay more attention to it. Because when the Nasdaq is going to go up again, it's going to help the other stock to go up as well. So if you pair a highly strengthful, is that a word, like this stock that was very strong with the Nasdaq, you can have more confluence in your entry. So if we look here, we had a first possible entry testing the previous day high right here. Okay. If you look at the Nasdaq at this very moment, this is 9:45. Well, the Nasdaq had a huge spike right here, telling that's a potential sign that it was going to go up again. The SMA, the yellow one, was starting to reverse and it was trying to go back to the VWAP. So that's one more element you can use. Now, if you're not sure about this place because it's still under the VWAP and this SMA is going down, you can wait. You can wait and see how it's going to react. Don't be in a FOMO and think that you're missing something necessarily. Like there's countless of opportunities on the market. Now, you can see right here, Nasdaq is going up and up and up and up. Right here, it's testing the previous day high and it's being rejected. As it's being rejected right here, it's going down and down and down. You can see that also MRVL is going down because MRVL is also testing different zone. However, right here, it's testing this support and resistance zone, the pre-market high, and then you have this candle again, big candle, and now you can clearly see that the SMA, the black line, is flattening out and wants to go up as well. But that's another sign that it's a possible entry. You don't have to enter there, but you can enter there. And if you want to be even more careful, you can wait for the Nasdaq to break above the previous day high, just like that right here. And of course, now you're at this level, so you're already pretty up in there. But yeah, I mean, even right here, like right here, this candle closed above above the VWAP, above all the SMAs. So to me, that's pretty bullish. And I mean, you would not be risking like this one right here. You could have been entering right here. Now, you, it would be a pretty big stop loss. It's 1.5% of risk. And you can be targeting right here is 1.1%. So there's more risk than there is for the upside. So is that a safe way to trade? I wouldn't say so. So you can just raise that right here to this level, or even here because there's a little supply and demand zone and support and resistance, and then you have a 1.3 ratio, but you can also be targeting right here. So guys, don't take my words as golden nugget. I'm just learning. I'm documenting my own journey right here. If you have more knowledge than me, more experience, feel free to just write in the comments what you think about that and what I'm talking about. I'm willing to listen to you, read your comments, and learn from you guys. I have just a desire to understand all of these things, just as you also do. So yeah, but I think drawing these boxes, these key level as you go up can really help you understand why sometimes the price will just hit some invisible level that you're like, why the price is going there. But when you draw these things, you understand what's happening and it's creating new support, new resistance level, and supply and demand that can be helpful and give you more confidence and confluence in your trade. Um, so that's just a couple of things you can be looking at. Of course, you don't have the context in this trade. If you look in weekly, in daily, and you're bullish, you want to understand where the price wants to go. And there's many ways you can do that. I'm not going to talk about it. Already 20 minutes. Wow. Hopefully the recording has got everything. Yeah, I'll do more of these videos. I'll try to be more concise. And that's it. Peace out.